Welcome to Brainish English Stories.
It was a cold afternoon in November. I had just finished a big meal. I ate too much, and now I felt very full. I sat alone in the dining room. My feet were near the fire. A small table was beside me with some fruit, wine, and other drinks. In the morning, I had read many books. They were long and hard to understand. Now, I felt tired and a little stupid. I tried to wake myself up with some wine, but it didn't help. So, I picked up a newspaper and started to read it. First, I read about houses for rent, then about lost dogs, and then about people who had run away. After that, I tried to read the editor's article, but I didn't understand any of it. I even read it backward, but it still made no sense. I was about to throw the newspaper away when something caught my eye. There was a short news story. It said, "There are many strange ways people can die. A man in London died while playing a game called Puff the Dart. This game uses a long needle inside some wool, and you blow it through a tin tube at a target. But the man put the needle at the wrong end. When he breathed in to blow, the needle went into his throat. It entered his lungs, and he died a few days later." After reading this, I became very angry. I didn't know why, but I shouted, "This is not true. It's a silly lie. Just a joke. Some writer made it up. People these days will believe anything strange. But I won't. I won't believe any more strange stories." Just then, I heard a voice say, "My God, what a fool you are for saying that." It was a very strange voice. At first, I thought it was just in my head, like when a drunk person hears things. Then I thought it sounded like someone hitting an empty barrel. But the voice was clear. I was not afraid. I had only drunk a little wine. I looked around the room slowly. I saw no one. Then the voice spoke again. "You must be as drunk as a pig if you can't see me sitting here next to you." Then I thought, maybe I should look right in front of me. And there he was, sitting at the table. A very strange person. I didn't know what he was, but I could describe him a little. His body looked like a big wine barrel. 4 legs. He had 2 small barrels. His arms were 2 long bottles, with the bottle necks as hands. His head was a round canteen, like an old lunchbox with a hole in the middle. On top of the canteen was a small funnel, like a funny hat. The hole looked like a small mouth, and from it came strange, grumbling sounds. He was trying to talk. He said, "You must be as drunk as a pig, sitting there and not seeing me. And you must be as foolish as a goose to not believe what is written in the newspaper. It is all true." "Who are you?" I asked, confused. "How did you get in? And what are you talking about?" "How I came here is not your business," he said, "and I will talk about what I want. But if you want to know who I am, well, that's why I came, to show you." "You are a drunk fool," I said. "I will ring the bell and tell my servant to throw you out." He. Ha ha ha. He laughed. "You can't do that." "Can't? What do you mean I can't?" I asked. "Try to ring the bell," he said, smiling with his tiny mouth. I stood up to do it, but the strange man calmly reached across the table and hit my forehead with one of his bottle hands. I fell back into my chair, shocked and speechless. "You see," he said, "you better sit still. Now I will tell you who I am. Look, I am the angel of the odd." "You are definitely odd," I said. "But I thought angels have wings." "Wings? What would I do with wings? Do you think I'm a chicken?" "Oh no, you're not a chicken," I said quickly, afraid. "Then behave, or I'll hit you again. I'm not a bird. I'm the angel of the odd. And what do you want from me?" I asked. "My business," he said. "What a rude question. How dare you ask an angel about his business?" I got angry, picked up a salt shaker, and threw it at him. But I missed and broke the glass on the clock instead. He hit my forehead again, 2 or 3 times. I felt so hurt and upset. I almost cried. "Oh my God," said the angel of the odd. He looked sorry to see me upset. "You are either very drunk or very sad. You should not drink strong wine. You must put water in your wine. Here, drink this like a good fellow. Don't cry now. Don't." He poured a clear liquid from one of his bottle hands into my glass. I saw a label on the bottle. It said Kirschenwasser. This kind act made me feel better. I drank the wine mixed with water and slowly started to calm down. The angel kept talking. I didn't understand everything, but I learned that he was a strange spirit who caused the weird accidents that surprise people. When I said I didn't believe him, he got very angry, so I stayed quiet and let him talk. He talked for a long time. I sat back in my chair, closed my eyes, ate some raisins, and flipped the raisin stems around the room for fun. But suddenly, the angel got very angry again. He thought I was making fun of him. He pulled his funnel hat over his eyes, shouted loudly, and said something I didn't really understand. Then he bowed and left. Before going, he wished me good luck and a little more common sense. I felt much better after he left. The small amount of wine I had made me sleepy, so I decided to take a nap, like I usually do after dinner. I had an important meeting at 6 o'clock. I had to meet the insurance company to renew the policy for my house. The old one had ended the day before. I looked at the clock on the fireplace. It was 5:30. I had 25 minutes. The office was close, and my naps usually lasted only 20 minutes, so I felt safe to sleep. After a short nap, I looked at the clock again. It still said 5:33. That was strange. I napped again and then woke up, but the clock still said 5:33. I jumped up and checked the clock. It had stopped. I looked at my watch. It was 7:30. I had missed the meeting. Then I saw the problem. One of the raisin stems I had flipped had gone into the clock and stopped it. "Ah," I said, "just a simple accident. These things happen." I didn't worry much. Later, I went to bed. I left a candle burning beside me and started reading, but I fell asleep in just a few seconds. That night, I had terrible dreams. I saw the angel of the odd standing at the end of my bed. He pulled back the curtains and, with a deep, scary voice, said he would punish me for laughing at him. Then he took off his funnel hat, put the tube into my mouth, and poured a flood of strong drink down my throat from one of his bottle hands. It felt like I was drowning. I woke up in pain and saw a rat running away with my candle. Before I could stop it, the rat escaped through a hole in the wall. Soon, I smelled smoke. The house was on fire. Flames spread quickly, and I couldn't get out of my room. I had to escape through the window. People outside brought a long ladder. I climbed down, almost safely, but just then a big pig, who looked strangely like the angel, got up from the mud. He rubbed against the ladder, shaking it. I fell and broke my arm. With my arm broken, no home, and all my hair burned off, I decided it was time to settle down. I wanted to marry. A rich widow had just lost her 7th husband. I offered to marry her, and she said yes. One day, I knelt in front of her to thank her. Her beautiful hair touched the wig I had borrowed. Somehow, our hair got tangled. I stood up, wigless. She was angry and embarrassed, wearing part of my fake hair. The wedding was over before it began. Still hopeful, I tried to win the heart of another woman. She seemed interested, but one day, as I walked toward her on a busy street, something flew into my eye. I went blind for a moment and walked past her without saying hello. She thought I ignored her on purpose and never spoke to me again. While I stood there, the angel of the odd returned. He helped clean my eye and removed what he called a drop. I thanked him, but I was tired of life. I went to a river to end it all. I took off my clothes and jumped in. But just then, a drunk crow flew off with part of my clothes. I had to chase him, wearing only my coat. I ran fast, too fast, and didn't see the cliff. I fell, but caught a rope hanging from a balloon above. When I finally understood my terrible situation, hanging from a rope under a balloon, I started shouting for help. I hoped the person flying the balloon would hear me, but he didn't answer. The balloon went higher, and I was getting tired. I was about to let go and fall into the sea when I heard a voice above me. Someone was singing. I looked up. It was the angel of the odd. He was smoking a pipe and looking very calm and happy. I was too tired to speak, so I just looked at him with sad eyes. For a while, he said nothing. Then he slowly moved his pipe to the other side of his mouth and asked, "Who are you, and what are you doing down there?" All I could say was, "Help! Help!" He laughed. "No, here is a bottle. Help yourself." He dropped a heavy bottle of his strong drink. It hit me on the head, and I thought I was going to die. I almost let go of the rope, but then he shouted, "Wait, don't let go yet. Do you want another bottle? Are you finally sober?" I quickly shook my head. No, I didn't want another drink. Then I nodded. Yes, I was sober now. This seemed to make him feel a little better. "Do you believe in the odd now?" he asked. I nodded. "Do you believe in me, the angel of the odd?" I nodded again. "Do you agree you were drunk and foolish?" Another nod. "Then put your right hand in your left pocket to show me you fully obey." But I couldn't. My left arm was still broken, and I wasn't wearing pants. I had lost them chasing the crow. I shook my head, trying to explain. The angel became angry. "Go to the devil, then," he shouted, and cut the rope with a knife. I fell. Luckily, I was right above my rebuilt house. I flew down the chimney and landed on the floor of my dining room. When I woke up, it was 4 a.m. I was lying in ashes. Around me were broken glasses, a fallen table, old food, and an empty jug of the angel's strong drink. That's how the angel of the odd got his revenge.